The process has started off by balloons as an imitation of inflatable drones, which was our initial exploratory idea. These drones would interact and form a lit-up surface. Our experimentation involved the designing of a test blow-up inflatable, which we are doing here. This was initially shaped as a triangle. The materials that were used included a pool cover from Clark Rubber, which is much more thicker than the tablecloth material from Spotlight. We then blew up the surface and lit it up in a dark area to show how the light interacts with it. Here you can see the potential of a triangular lit up drone, which would create a surface once combined with the others. As you know, we have something special. We then decided that a nice seam would be desirable and neater rather than gluing. We experimented with a sewing machine and formed another shape which was rectangular. The sewing machine was in a cross-stitch pattern, and we had done some backstitching at each corner of the inflatable to ensure that the surface was made airtight. A circular shape was then cut out and created a valve to suit the vacuum we were using to blow up the prototype. We had some faults occur in our sewing machine, which we then had to replace to continue our work. Here you can see the mechanics behind the sewing machine when we pulled it apart to find the diagnostic.
Imaginary problems. You gotta focus on what's real, man.
The next prototype, we experimented with the inflatable floating and withstanding heavy weight. We tested out the strength of the inflatable by laying heavy objects on the prototype and even sitting on it. The delicate material remarkably managed to withstand heavy weight. Our idea of a drone has evolved into a subtle sculptural element which embedded a seat. The purpose was for light and movement interactions. Next, we have experimented with LED strip lights attached to the inflatable to display the interaction of the light and the inflatable. The changing of colours, movement and physical interaction were all elements which were a part of our final piece. The concept that light is a soft yet unreachable and untouchable element has been challenged in our prototype by creating a soft material incorporated with lights for physical interaction. Something that we usually only interact with our eyesight has been transformed into a physical and soft structure which can ultimately interact on another level.
Yep. Oh my god, can you see?
I think you can stand there.
He's dressed in black, he can't see you.
What's this from?
Cutting and tracing our final model incorporated projecting the rhino explosion on the wall, numbering each piece and finally sewing it up as displayed. Each piece was joined together as directed on our digital model. It was finally blown up to create the desirable inflation. Raspberry programming was utilized to further enhance the interaction between light and movement of the inflatable.